So here's my grandmother's old house right here. We're going to see about how long it takes to actually walk to the workplace that my grandmother worked at. I'm here with Archbishop Gina Jewel, and the case was that she didn't drive, and so she was able to actually walk to work here. And these days, when you have a job, most of the time, you have to, in this area, drive maybe 30 minutes to work or maybe an hour. But we're going to see here how long the walk was, and so we're going to, take this walk. We're walking at a somewhat slow pace here, so we're not really moving very quick, and we're going to try to see how much time it takes. One of the things about my grandmother there, she worked at the nursing home there that she worked at for, I don't know if it was 20, 30, 40 years before she retired, but I think she worked there ever since she was married, up until maybe when she was in her 70s or something. I don't know when it was, but she had worked there for a very, very long time, many decades. And it was the case that her daughter worked there for decades too, and then also too, it wasn't just her daughter, but I had an uncle that worked there, and that was my aunt's husband there. He worked there, and then I think there were some cousins that worked there too. So this was kind of like a big sort of family business, so to speak. It wasn't really a family business, but since there were so many family members that worked there, it was kind of like the business was something that people in the family, they went there, and that's where they worked. And so this is just kind of rewalking the path here, that if my grandmother didn't have a ride to work, that she would travel to go to her job. And frankly, I don't know if she walked all the time, or if she usually had a ride, or what the case was. But this is the stop sign. That's the street, and then this is just crossing the street here. You can already see in the distance here, this is after 3 minutes of the video. In the distance here, I can already see the nursing home. Now this nursing home, it's been closed for, I don't know if it's 5 or 10 years, or how many years it's been closed, but I think my grandmother, even when she was getting old and had to go in the nursing home a couple times, she went to the nursing home, and my grandfather, I believe, that could be wrong, I think he went there too. So there's his eminence there walking along, and I don't know if that's the nursing home that my grandmother passed away in or not, because I'd have to ask. But it's one of those things where it's interesting to see. And so that is the nursing home right there. Yeah, it's no longer in business, but it once was, and it used to be called Colonial Acres, I think, when my grandmother worked there. And then I think we even had a neighbor that got old from where I live, and she, I think, also went there and had been a resident as well. So it's one of those things where we can can only get so far here, but under 5 minutes. That's what the walk here takes, is under 5 minutes. There's a busy road, but that used to be Colonial Acres, and then later that became New Beginnings. So I'm just going to stop the video there. God bless.